our grounds for removal from the site of this competition. We thank you for your cooperation and hope you enjoy today's contest.
'81 degrees, sunny, just a picture-perfect fall afternoon for football as we come to you live from the Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium here on the campus of Edward Waters University here in Jacksonville, Florida. We have got an SIAC East Division tilt on hand this afternoon as the 0-4 Tigers of Edward Waters University, they'll get set to meet the 0-4 Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. Welcome to this afternoon's broadcast of Edward Waters University football here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. My name is Joshua Jackson. So glad you're along with us on this rare Sunday edition of Tiger football here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Edward Waters and Morehouse originally scheduled to meet yesterday, October the 1st. However, unfortunately, due to the effects of Hurricane Ian throughout the state of Florida, the contest was moved a day later to today as we get set for this matchup, the 11th all-time meeting between the Tigers and Maroon Tigers this afternoon here in Jacksonville. Before we continue the rest of our broadcast, we cannot go any further without extending our deepest thoughts, heartfelt condolences to everyone affected by Hurricane Ian in the state of Florida, in Georgia, and South Carolina. We definitely extend our deepest thoughts and prayers up to everyone up there and down here in Florida. We saw the devastation down in the Fort Myers area, along Sanibel Island in that Southwest Florida area, along these I-4 corridor with Daytona Beach and Orlando, and going out all the way up the East Coast. So, again, we extend our deepest thoughts and prayers to everyone affected by Hurricane Ian, and definitely hope that everything gets put back together here very, very soon. We saw some damage happening at our sister HBCU Bethune-Cookman down in Daytona Beach. Our prayers down there to our Wildcat friends and family down in Daytona Beach. And again, we definitely hope everything gets put back together very, very soon. Looking at this afternoon's contest again, as we mentioned a few moments ago, it's the 11th all-time meeting between these two ball clubs. Edward Waters, or Morehouse, has the 8-2 advantage in the season series, but Edward Waters did go up to Atlanta to snap that winning streak that Morehouse had, going up to Atlanta and knocking off Morehouse last year 37-13 up there at Lakewood Stadium up in Atlanta, Georgia. So hopefully Edward Waters can kind of build off of that. And then really, if you look at the Edward Waters schedule so far, the 4 losses that Edward Waters had, and maybe I'm looking at things through purple and orange glasses, there was not a team that Edward Waters played that was just flat out better than Edward Waters. There was a lot of instances where Edward Waters consistently beat themselves, whether it was turnovers, whether it was penalties, whatever it may be, inconsistencies at the quarterback position, whatever it may be. Edward Waters just continues to beat themselves, and it really showed its ugly head again last week in a 20-9 road loss up in Jackson, Tennessee to the Dragons of Lane College. Edward Waters pitched a 3-and-out defensively to start the contest, then scored on the opening drive, to go up 7-0. Took a 7-0 lead into the locker room, and just things completely imploded for the Tigers last week. Turnovers, penalties, big penalties in the red zone. Edward Waters had at least 3 opportunities in the red zone in that second half to really put the game away, but unfortunately just were not able to capitalize on any of them as Morehouse takes, as Lane took the 20-9 victory last week up in Jackson, Tennessee. For Morehouse, they come in 0-4 on the season. They come in off of a 15-3 loss last week up in Atlanta to Savannah State. So Morehouse looking to get their first victory on the 2022 campaign as well. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll take a brief timeout. When we come back, we'll preview both of these teams again, and we'll get you that much closer to kickoff here in Jacksonville. Edward Waters and Morehouse, Tigers and Maroon Tigers set to get it going. SIAC East Division football on a Sunday. As we'll continue our pregame show right after this right here on the Edward Waters Sports Network.
Tiger fans, please make some noise for the Edward Waters University Triple Threat Marching Band. Please stand at this time for the invocation, brought to us by the SGA chaplain, Devin Cooper. And please remain standing for the performance of Lift Every Voice and Sing by the Edward Waters University Triple Threat Marching Band. Gentlemen, please remove your hats.
Let us pray. Eternal and gracious God, we thank you for allowing us to all come together for a friendly competition between dear old Edward Waters and Morehouse. Now, God, we ask that you keep us safe and watch over us as this game goes by, God. We ask that you protect each player from injuries, God, right now. Devil, because we know you're busy, we bind you in the name of Jesus and cast you back to the pits of hell. Now, God, we ask that you have your way and that whichever team be victorious, you get the praise. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome head coach Rich Freeman and the Morehouse College Maroon Tigers.
Welcome back here to Jacksonville as Edward Waters and Morehouse get set to meet here on the gridiron. Joshua Jackson here with you. Let's take a look at the Tigers of EWU. Inconsistencies continue to hurt this Edward Waters ball club as they've had an inability to string together 4 solid quarters of football this season, and it's really just showed in their record. Again, as we talked about a few moments ago, their woes continued last week in a 20-9 loss on the road against the Dragons of Lane College. Edward Waters, however, does rank 4th defensively in scoring defense. They're allowing just 16.5 points per contest, and they lead the SIAC, lead the conference in interceptions with 5 picks so far this season.
Referee.
Sophomore defensive back Rashawn Stockman is tied for the conference lead tied for second in the conference in interceptions with 2 picks so far this season. The All Tigers are continuing to get it done on the ground. They gave up a little bit of ground last week. They were the number 1 ranked rushing attack in the SIAC last week. Of course, had some issues last week on the ground, but they continue to get it done. We're now ranked second in the conference so far, averaging about 205.5 yards rushing per contest and 8 rushing touchdowns. Senior running back Deshaun Hugie is third in the conference in rushing, averaging 78 yards per contest, and is tied in the league with four rushing touchdowns this season. Previewing Morehouse, our visitors this afternoon. The first 4 contests have not gone as planned for the Maroon Tigers. They are ranked. They're ranked in the bottom third of the league in scoring offense. They are 11th, averaging 5.3 points per contest. 10th in scoring defense at 23.3 points per contest, and in total offense, they're 12th in the league, having just 195.7 yards per contest. They're tied for 8th in the SIAC in total defense, averaging 368 yards per contest. Derek West is 9th in the SIAC in passing, the quarterback for Morehouse. He's averaging 96.7 yards per game. Ernest Davis, the running back, ranks 8th in the league rushing, averaging 63 yards per contest. And defensively, Dalen Land, the sophomore, is 5th in the league in tackles, averaging 8.7 tackles per contest. Rich Freeman is in his 12th season at the helm of the Morehouse Maroon Tiger football program. He takes over the mantle as the longest tenured coach in the SIAC with 1 school, as Willie Slater left Tuskegee to go over to Clark Atlanta after Slater was at Tuskegee for 16 years. So now Rich Freeman takes over the mantle now in his 12th season leading the Maroon Tiger football program there in Atlanta. Coach Freeman so far in his career, again in his 12th season, 74-67 in 12 seasons at the helm of the Morehouse Maroon Tiger football program. Both teams on the field. We get set to have our coin toss in a few moments, led by our SIAC officiating crew. SIAC officiating crew led by referee Brian Hillpitch. The umpire is Nick Wallace. The center judge, Jamie Martinez. Line judge, Clee Sellers. Linesman, Javara Swanigan. The field judge, Floyd Willingham. Side judge, Lincoln McCray. The back judge, Robbie Grooms. The game clock operator is Britton Lyon. And the play clock operator this afternoon is Devon Carnot. As we get set for some SIAC football here in Jacksonville. Beautiful afternoon, low 80s, I should say. Here, just a gorgeous afternoon for football in this rescheduled matchup. This is not the only contest in the SIAC featuring teams that had their games rescheduled, as Savannah State had to have their contest rescheduled to today. So the Tigers of Savannah State getting some football going this afternoon as well. They are hosting Kentucky State this afternoon up in Savannah, as they will kick off at around 3 o'clock p.m. This contest is interactive as you're watching it on YouTube. You can give us a chat in the chat feature. All we ask is keep it clean. Our block hand is very strong, so please just keep it clean in the comments as we look to try to have some fun here this afternoon. As we'll get you the sounds of our head referee this afternoon in just a few moments, Brian Hillpitch, as he's giving the instructions to both Morehouse and Edward Waters. And it appears Edward Waters has won the toss. And the Tigers appear like they will receive, so we will set.
Edward Waters won the toss and deferred. Morehouse will receive. Shake it up, guys. Bring it out.
So Brian Hillpitch gives the instructions. Edward Waters will get the first crack at the football. They are led by quarterback David Johnson. The fullback is Ravion Moore. The tailback, Deshaun Hugie. Receivers Damaris August and Ferrante Coward. Tight end is Bernie Jadot. Tiger Moving Company along the offensive line, Dylan Lampkin, Damian Wilson, Jimmy Nixon, Antonio Price, and Jamari Pierre along the Tiger offensive line. Defensively for Morehouse, Tyler Hunter and DeJuan Wright are the ends. The tackles, Dorian Black and Elijah Campbell. Linebackers, Dalen Land, Dantes Simpson, and Joel Gertman. The corners are Cameron Selders, and Darian Pittman. The safeties, Taylor Harris, and the free safety is Dadrian Lyman. As we get set for football here in Jacksonville. Beautiful afternoon for football. If you're in the area, come on out. Come and show your support for Edward Waters, the first of a 2-game homestand here for Edward Waters, as next week the Tigers will be at home taking on the defending champions of the SIAC and the Golden Rams of Albany State University. Maroon Tigers and Tigers come on to the field. 11th all-time meeting again between these two schools. Morehouse leads this all-time series by a count of 8-2. Edward Waters did win the last meeting between these two teams. Last year up in Atlanta. Made a mistake. It looks like Edward Waters deferred their option to the second half. So Jake Bandy will come on to kick for the Tigers. Back deep to receive for for Morehouse is Marquise Pride. And appears to be Brogan Corta. Bandy, the freshman from down south in Pembroke Pines, Florida, approaches the ball. Ready, set, boom! Football underway here in Jacksonville. High and end over end. It's going to be a short kick, taken around the 24-yard line. Goes over to the far side and goes out of bounds at around the 32-yard line or so. As on the return for Morehouse appeared to be number 14, Dadrian Lyman, on the return there for the Maroon Tigers. Morehouse onto the field. Ball is spotted at the 32-yard line of the Maroon Tigers as Morehouse goes from right to left as we see it and as you hear it. Derek West, the quarterback for the Maroon Tigers, will set the Maroon Tiger offense in a few moments. 1st and 10 for Morehouse at their own 32-yard line. Pistol formation. A 3-receiver set, 1 tight set, tight end wing to the left. I'll put the tight end in motion. Takes the snap. Hands off, balls on the ground, taken back by West. West will be hit and brought down at around the 31 or 29-yard line. As on the tackle for Edward Waters appeared to be number 92 for the Tigers. That one is Dadrian James on the tackle. So loss of a couple on the play. 2nd down and about 13 at the 30. Takes the snap, handoff to the back. Coming near side, hit and dropped. Emmanuel Thorpe making first contact on the running back on that play. On the ball carrier for Morehouse and Ernest Davis. That's a loss of another yard or so on the play. 3rd down and 5 with the ball back up to the 28-yard line. Shotgun formation. 4-receiver set, takes a snap, fake the handoff, throwing a screen, near side, pass complete at the 30. Trying to get outside 35. He'll be hit and brought down.
Number 1 force out of bounds.
By Darian Hall. Hall on the stop for Edward Waters out to the 36-yard line, and that is where Morehouse will punt the football. So the pass complete over to number 1, Marquise Pride at the 30-yard line. Darian Hall makes the tackle at the 36. And the punting unit comes on here for the Maroon Tigers. A low snap, and it gets past the punter who has to run for his life. Gets a punt away. It's going to be a horrible punt. Back spinning thing. And it's going to go out of bounds well in Morehouse territory. Edward Waters is going to have great field position.
Getting ready to set it off.
First and 10 for Edward Waters at the Morehouse 45-yard line. David Johnson works from the gun, a 4-receiver set. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, pass, near side, pass complete. Damaris August at the 40, back inside to the 35, gets tackled at around the 32-yard line. On the stop for Morehouse is going to be Joel Gertman, but not after a gain of about 13 yards on that play and a first down for Edward Waters. First and 10 for Edward Waters. Ball spotted at the Maroon Tiger 32-yard line. Shotgun formation. They go 4 wide. Trips bunch far side to the left. Single receiver near side to the right. Takes the snap. Handoff. Tyler King looks to try to get around a block. Goes forward. Gets out to around the 30-yard line and goes out of bounds. For he's met there by Caleb Grant, the linebacker for Morehouse. The 5'10", 200-pound sophomore out of Stone Mountain, Georgia. So second down and 2 at the 30-yard line. Shotgun formation. Second down and 8, as we're saying. As we have movement along the line of scrimmage, first flag on the afternoon. It's going to be a false start against Edward Waters.
False start. Offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Takes the snap. Pass near side complete. That's Tiberius Horn steps back inside, gets out to the 20-yard line. That's a gain of 14 on the play. Gain of 14 on the play. Out to the 19-yard line of Morehouse, and the Tigers are in the red zone already. First and 10 for Edward Waters at the 19-yard line. Shotgun formation for the Tigers. First and 10 at the 19 of Morehouse. Good-looking drive for the Tigers so far. David Johnson works from the gun, a 4-receiver set. 3 to the left, single receiver near side to the right. Johnson surveys the Maroon Tiger team, but they call for a blitz. Hands off. That is Tyler King. King goes up the gut, gets tackled at around the 25-yard line. On the tackler for Morehouse appears to be number 93. That's Elijah Campbell, 6'2", 290-pound senior out of Gadsden, Alabama. Gain of 4 on the play. Second down and about 6 at the 15-yard line. David Johnson works from the gun. Shotgun formation, they go 4 wide. Takes the snap. Handoff, King, left side, turns his corner and does. Gets inside the 15, inside the 10, inside the 5. Dives for the pylon, into the end zone. Touchdown, Edward Waters. Touchdown, Tigers. Tyler King into the end zone, a 15-yard score. Extra point is up and good. 10:44 left to go, first quarter. Edward Waters 7, Morehouse nothing. Let's take a timeout. Back after this here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. 15-yard rushing touchdown for Tyler King gives the Tigers a 7-0 lead with 10:44 left to go here in this first quarter from Jacksonville. Jake Bandy getting set to put total leather here for the second time. Here is the kick, high and short again this time. It'll be taken by Pride at the 25. Comes over to the near side, trying to avoid a couple of tacklers. Goes over to the far side now. Gets tackled, shoestring tackle out around the 35-yard line made by number 10, Cam Thomas. So Thomas makes the tackle for Edward Waters on that return out to the 35-yard line. And the Tigers on the Maroon Tigers on the field once again for their second drive. Pistol formation. West in the pistol. Is running back Davis right behind him. 4 receivers set. 1st and 10 from the 35 if we have a stop and play. As they'll reset the play clock. So play clock reset. Set to go. 1st and 10 for the Maroon Tigers at their own 35-yard line. West works from the pistol. Takes the snap. Stretch play. Handoff to the back. Tigers are there. And getting there to make the stop, there's number 44, Emmanuel Thorpe, after a 2-yard gain for the ball carrier, Ernest Davis. So a gain of 2 on the play out to the 37-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and about 8 from there. Shotgun formation. They go 4 wide. Trips far side right. Single receiver near side to the left. One back sidecar left is Davis. Takes the snap. Stretch play. Actually a keeper for West. West goes up the net, and he is hit and swarmed under by a few Tigers. Emmanuel Thorpe as well as appears to be Quintorio Powell on the stop. Short gain on the play. Gain of a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd down and about 7 from the 38-yard line. Shotgun formation. They go 5 wide this time. Takes the snap. Back to pass is West. West looking, throwing, far side pass is complete out to the 45-yard line. So on the reception was Keenan Anane. Anane does get enough for a 1st down. Actually, it's short of the 1st down, so he got out to the 44-yard line. So it'll be 4th down and a yard, and it appears that the punting unit is going to come on here from Morehouse. So the punt team comes on for the Maroon Tigers for the 2nd time this afternoon. Alabade Baker on to do the punting here for Morehouse. Damaris August back to field this punt here for Edward Waters. Here is the snap, another low snap, but got it away. Rugby-style punt. Be taken from the 20-yard line. Goes forward is August, and it's got room to the 30. 35, cut down at the 35-yard line. Corey Fleming was the man there to make the tackle for the Maroon Tigers. But Edward Waters will have the ball out to the 37-yard line. That is where the Tigers will have it 1st and 10. 8:30 left to go, first quarter from Jacksonville. Edward Waters, 7. Morehouse, nothing. Joshua Jackson here with you from the Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium here in Jacksonville. Johnson works from the gun. Takes the snap, takes the handoff. Flush in the pocket, rolling, near side pass complete. That is Horn. Horn makes a move to the 45. Horn gets up to the 49-yard line before he's met there by number 3, Joel Gertman. It's going to be a gain of 12 and a 1st down for Edward Waters as we move the chains. 1st and 10 for Edward Waters. Out to the 49-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Edward Waters at their own 49-yard line as they work from the gun is quarterback David Johnson. Johnson surveys the Maroon Tiger defense. A blitz coming. Throws far side. Pass complete to August at the 50, 45, 40. First down and more. 35, 30, 25, 20. And goes out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Inside the 20, tackle made there by Caleb Grant, but a big run for Edward Waters. It's a first down for the Tigers at the 20. First and 10 for the Tigers. Tigers back in the red zone at the 20-yard line of Morehouse. 7:27 left to go first quarter. Tigers 7, Maroon Tigers nothing, but Edward Waters on the march once again. Shotgun formation, 4 receiver set. Takes the snap, handoff. Hugie up the gut, hit and swarmed under at the line of scrimmage. On the tackle for Morehouse appeared to be number 42, Caleb Grant, on the stop there for Morehouse. No gain on the play. Second down and 10 from the 20. 6:47 in counting first quarter. Tigers 7, Maroon Tigers nothing. Shotgun formation for David Johnson. Deshaun Huge to the backside, Carl left. 4 receivers set. Trips near side to the right. Single receiver far side to the left. Takes a high snap. Back to pass to Johnson. Trying to set the screen. Passes up in the air and nearly picked off. Incomplete. Went off the face mask of Dylan Lampkin, one of the offensive linemen. But the pass was incomplete. It'll be third down and 10 for Edward Waters at the 20. Shotgun formation for Johnson. Hugie to the backside, Carl left. Now he sends Hugie to the right. Now we'll stop with 14 on the play clock, 6:26, on the game clock. Tigers trying to convert a third down and 10 here. Johnson takes the snap, and we have a movement along the line of scrimmage. We'll see what this is going to be. It's going to be a false start against Edward Waters. False start to call against the Tigers. It'll cost them 5 yards. Moves the ball back to the 25-yard line. That's the issue we had last week there in Tennessee. Tigers get in the red zone and just completely bog down. Third and 15 now at their own the Morehouse 25-yard line. Shotgun formation for Johnson. 4 receiver set. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Back to pass. Stepping up. Throwing. Far side pass complete. Damaris August makes the reception. Goes out of bounds at around the 11-yard line. Damaris August with the reception. They'll move it actually inside the 10 to around the 7-yard line. It'll be first and goal for Edward Waters. That is a big third down conversion there for August. First and goal for the Tigers at the 7-yard line of Morehouse. 6:01 left to go first quarter. Tigers leading 7-0. Pistol formation. Right behind Johnson is Hugie. Takes the snap. Stretch play. Handoff. Hugie left side gets tackled at around the 5. They'll actually mark it at the 6-yard line. It'll be second and goal from around the 6. Game 2 on the play. Pistol formation. Hugie the back right behind Johnson. And what do we have? A stop and play and a timeout called by Edward Waters. Timeout called by the Tigers. We'll go ahead and do the same.
Edward Waters, their first of the half.
5:24 left to go here, first quarter from Jacksonville. Edward Waters, 7, Morehouse nothing. Let's take a quick timeout here on the Edward Waters Sports Network.
And First Lady Tyson Faison would like to thank you for your continued support of Edward Waters University. We'd like to give a special welcome to all the fans of Morehouse that came down to support today's game.
Second and goal for Edward Waters at around the 6-yard line. Tigers leading at 7-0 with 5:24 left to go here in this first quarter from Jacksonville. Pistol formation for quarterback David Johnson. Deshaun Hugie, the back right behind him, 4-receiver set. Puts a receiver in motion. That creates twins on either side of the formation. Put another receiver in motion. Takes a snap. Jet sweep. Hand off to August Ashby. Keeper throws over to the near side. Pass was complete. As the pass was completed over to number 18, Yanez Rogers. No gain on the play. Or actually, no gain on the play. Third and goal from the 6. Third and goal from the 6-yard line. Takes the snap, and we have movement along the line of scrimmage. Is it a false start or is it an offside? Here's the call from Brian Hilpish. Offside, the call against Morehouse. Be half the distance to the goal penalty.
Referee, mic check.
So to put the ball at the 4-yard line, or 3-yard line, or 4-yard line, it'll be third and goal from there. Shotgun formation for Johnson. Huge to the backside. Carl left single receivers to either side of the formation. A 2-tight set. Takes the snap. Throws near side. Passes. Caught. Touchdown, Edward Waters. Touchdown, Tigers. Tiberius Horn with the touchdown reception for Edward Waters. Tiger offense, back-to-back touchdowns. A 2-score lead here for Edward Waters. Christian Bartley on for the extra point here for EWU. Snap, placement, kick. It's up, it's on the way. It is good. He stuck it just inside that left upright. There is a flag, however, after the play. So before we go to break, we'll get this flag.
Running into the kicker. Defense number 49. That penalty is declined. Tries good.
Running into the kicker called against Morehouse. The penalty decline. Extra point is good. 4:34 left to go here. First quarter. Edward Waters 14, Morehouse nothing. Let's take a timeout here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Eight plays, 63 yards, 356 off of the first quarter clock. A 3-yard touchdown pass to Tiberius Horn gives Edward Waters a 14-0 lead with 4:34 left to go here in this first quarter of play. Here is the kick, high and end over end. It will be taken from around the 13-yard line, coming over to the near side, and it's going to be hit and chopped down at around the 32-yard line.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team, number 39. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
We apologize for some technical difficulties we're having with our live stream with it flickering on and off. We're trying to get that fixed here as soon as we possibly can here. Just bear with us a few moments.
During the kick, illegal block in the back. Return team, number 39. 10-yard penalty, and then the kick. First down.
Johnson's pass complete. Second down.
Johnson takes a snap. Pass batted in the air and incomplete. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties we have been having here with our camera. It looks like we're hopefully, all good luck can help us out here. So we got that all set up here now. Pass was incomplete. Third down and about 6 for the Tigers, or 7 for the Tigers, at around the 18-yard line. Shotgun formation for David Johnson. 4 receiver set. 3 right, single far side to the left. Takes the snap. Johnson back to pass. Stepping up in the pocket. He's going to be hit and brought down. Stop all the play there for Morehouse by number 11, Tyler Hunter. So Hunter makes the stop. Back to around the 14-yard line. A punting situation here for Edward Waters. First punt of the afternoon here for Ishmael Sanders. Here's the snap. Here's the punt. Barely got it away. Ball's going to go out of bounds. It'll take in Edward Waters' role. There is a flag in the backfield, however. Is this going to be running into or roughing the punter?
Edward Waters University is Florida's first historically black college and first private institution of higher education in Florida. In today's game, we have on-site admissions and on-site scholarship opportunities. Visit our admissions tent to learn more about enrolling at Edward Waters University. stop for loss. Brought down by Whitmire Garçon.
Timeout. Edward Waters, their second of the half.
The EWU women's volleyball squad will return home on Thursday, October 20th for an SIAC matchup against the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta. First serve is set for 6 p.m. at the Adams-Jenkins Complex. For more information, log on to EWUTigerPride.com.
Legal substitution. Defense. More than 11 players on the field. 5-yard penalty to preview the spot. Fourth down.
Morehouse converts the first down. Tiger Nation, basketball season is just around the corner. Be our sixth man this season. as both the EWU men's and women's basketball squad begin their quest for an SIAC championship inside the newly renovated Adams-Jenkins complex. For complete scheduling and ticket information, be sure to log on to EWUTigerPride.com. Tripped up by Thornton. Second down. Morehouse with the QB keeper. Brought down on the play. Third down. He was brought down on the play. Touchdown, Tiger. The connection to Ty Jones for the end zone. The extra point is good.